All right. Preconditions and postconditions. We've seen these in the free response questions for the AP Computer Science A course. What are they? They are not unique to AP Computer Science A. These are things that happen in real life, fortunately. So first of all, a precondition. So it is a condition. Condition, thinking of like conditional, so a true or a false. It is a precondition. Pre is before. It's a condition that has to be true before the execution of a section of program code, like a method. You usually see these in FRQs as a precondition for a method in order for everything to work right? If we assume a number isn't negative, we can do certain things with it that we wouldn't do if the number could have been negative. It is important to note, we do not check for these. The expectation when a precondition is provided is not that you actually use an if statement to check if the precondition is true. We get to assume it is true. And so we get to write our code as if it is guaranteed to be true. And it is expected for anyone else programming with the same piece you are working on that they follow the preconditions. So you have to follow the preconditions and then you don't have to worry about them. A postcondition is the opposite. It is a condition for after something happens. So it's a condition that has to be true after a method or a section of code is executed. A postcondition is essentially just trying to tell us what a problem is trying to do by the time it's done. So it's essentially something we ensure is met with the code we write, right? Oftentimes the postcondition is returning a value that meets the criteria, right? Like only return positive values. We would go in and we would make sure in some way that our code can only return positive numbers and that the number couldn't be negative. This is something you will either build into your code, right? You will work with numbers that are only positive, so it could never have been negative, or you would have your own conditions. You would actually check this to make sure it's met. So preconditions and postconditions are really, really significant. There's an important relationship here, which is that a programmer writes code to satisfy the postconditions when the preconditions are met. Right? They write code, they ensure it's going to meet the postconditions, and they get to assume that the preconditions are going to be true. So preconditions and postconditions are really helpful, and they will usually come in the form of the comments we discussed earlier, so that you can see them directly in the code. Someone using your code to solve a problem can tell that there is a precondition that they have to follow or a postcondition they can expect to be followed. So these are really important. This documentation allows programs to be more readable to a reader and for problems to be more solvable. All right, at this point, you're ready to move on. You can go into the initial try folder, try.md, and get started on the work for the assignment, and I hope you have a great day.